Sweeney put on a provocative show of her own alongside Braun as they took in the sounds and sights of the Stagecoach Music Festival in Indio, California last weekend, turning what could have been a simple festival outing into a vivid display of chemistry, spontaneity, and shared excitement that unfolded moment by moment in front of a buzzing crowd. The Euphoria star, 28, later gave her followers a closer look into that whirlwind experience, posting a carousel of photos to her Instagram feed on Friday that captured the essence of their time together, offering not just glimpses, but a full atmosphere of how they immersed themselves in the energy of the desert setting. The timing of the post added another layer of intrigue, coming just a day after she had already stirred attention by sharing images of herself spilling out of a corset, amplifying the sense that she was fully embracing a bold, confident, and expressive phase. In her caption she wrote, "Cowboy kind of weekend," a phrase that felt simple on the surface but carried a deeper tone when paired with the images that followed, suggesting that what they experienced went far beyond the typical festival routine. It wasn't just about attending one of the biggest country music festivals in the world. It was about living in the moment, letting loose, and leaning fully into the carefree spirit that the environment encouraged. Together, she and Braun, 44, appeared to shed any sense of restraint, blending into the lively chaos of the event, while simultaneously standing out because of the undeniable connection they shared. One of the standout images showed Sweeney balancing effortlessly on Braun's shoulders, her body poised with a mix of confidence and playfulness as she wore faded denim overall shorts that perfectly matched the country-inspired vibe of the festival. The shot carried a sense of motion and freedom, as though it captured a fleeting second where everything aligned: the music, the crowd, and their energy. Another photo revealed a more intimate moment, with the actress clinging closely to him in the same outfit, her knee-high cowboy boots adding a striking visual detail as she leaned into him. The closeness between them wasn't subtle. It was open, visible, and unguarded, suggesting a bond that felt both comfortable and deeply engaged. The carousel didn't just rely on these high-energy shots. It also included a close-up of their footwear, drawing attention to the dusty, worn-in boots that symbolized their full participation in the festival experience. These weren't pristine or untouched. They reflected movement, time spent walking through crowds, and the physical reality of being present in that environment. Alongside this were black-and-white photo booth snapshots that shifted the tone entirely, more nostalgic glimpse into their dynamic. In those frames, their expressions appeared playful yet personal, frozen in moments that felt less about spectacle and more about connection. As the weekend unfolded, their interactions seemed to grow increasingly uninhibited. At one point, Braun was seen carrying Sweeney in his arms as they moved through the festival grounds, weaving through the crowd in a gesture that felt both protective and affectionate. It wasn't just the act itself, but the ease with which it happened that stood out, as though this kind of closeness had already become second nature to them. Throughout the event, they appeared unable to keep their hands off each other, their bodies naturally gravitating together, regardless of what was happening around them. Even while watching one of the bands perform, their focus didn't drift apart. Instead, they stood with their arms entwined, sharing the experience in a way that felt intimate, despite the scale of the event. The music played, the crowd moved, but they remained connected, almost creating a small, private world within the larger festival atmosphere. It was in these quieter, in-between moments that their chemistry became even more apparent, not driven by dramatic gestures, but by the consistency of their closeness. The slideshow also featured a reel that captured a more dynamic and lively side of their weekend. In it, Braun took to a stage and began belting out a song, fully embracing the moment as Sweeney stood beside him, holding the microphone and singing along. The energy of that scene was unmistakable, filled with a sense of spontaneity and confidence that mirrored the overall tone of their time at the festival. It wasn't rehearsed or carefully planned. It felt like a natural extension of the joy they were experiencing, a moment where they allowed themselves to step into the spotlight without hesitation.